G'day everyone, it's Jason here. I thought I'd take some time today to go through my list of equipment that I'll be taking on my Overland Track adventure starting tomorrow. I've got all the gear laid out in front of me. Pretty nervous about making videos. It's not something I've ever done before, but I have spent an absolute fortune on camera gear, including the GoPro that I'm recording on right now. So I figured, why the hell not? The intention is to video log most of the trip and put it up on social media for friends and family, and depending on how well it turns out and if I'm not too embarrassed, possibly even YouTube. So with that out of the way, let's get stuck into it. So I'll start off with my pack sitting over here. This is the Mont Escape. It's a 70 litre pack. It's made from high strength wax coated Cordura, so it's waterproof on its own, or water resistant I should say. Plenty of storage. I've removed the internal divider, so it's all one large compartment, and we'll be filling this pack up over the course of the video. Alright, so we'll start off with the first items in the pack, which will be my camp shoes. Something to get into at the end of the day. Get your feet out of the boots, out of the wet boots probably. There's no real such thing as waterproof boots I've found. So because I won't use them that often, well, I'll go down to the very bottom of the pack. Next up, we get stuck into the clothes. So I'm planning on taking as little as I can on this trip. I'll be wearing a short sleeve thermal. And inside the pack, I'll have long sleeve thermal pants, long sleeve thermal shirt, spare underwear and a dry MacPack synthetic t-shirt, spare pair of pants. I'm taking a pair of shorts because even though it's the middle of winter, I am an absolutely crazy bastard and I intend to dive into Lake St. Clair and have a bit of a swim around. Don't worry, I'll be recording my reaction upon hitting the freezing cold water, just for your amusement. 3 pairs of socks, plus the pair I'll be wearing. I've also got a set of waterproof socks that will be going over the top. Might be a little bit excessive, but one thing I learned from my time in the army is to take care of your feet. So that's all in the waterproof sack. Squeeze all the air out of that one. Roll him up. And clip him up. The beauty of this is you can now bend that into any kind of shape you wish. So that will go in the bottom of my pack. Next item I'm going to throw in will be my sleeping bag. Nothing fancy here, it's a Anaconda Denali sleeping bag, down to -6. I've also got a Cedar Summit liner in there, and I'll also be throwing in my, my little travel pillow. Now I don't use the compression sacks when I'm hiking with these. I prefer just to scrunch it up and throw it straight into a dry sack. And for the same reason with the clothes, is that once it's in there, it will conform to the shape I need it to be. Once again, get all the air out of it. One sleeping bag. Into the pack he goes. Rotate it around so it sits nice and flush the way I want it to. The next things we'll be putting in will be the actual tent and my mattress. Now the tent I've got myself is the Mont Moondance one. It's a 1-person, 3-season tent. A little bit unsure about what they mean by 3 season. I know that 4 season tends to mean for winter, but I'm pretty certain that they mean winter in like Scandinavia. So I think winter in Tasmania, although cold, although wet, and I'm expecting a lot of snow on the trail, I think I'll be okay. The poles itself, it's actually just it's 2 poles, one main segment which has little Y junctions at the end that go into the corners, and a crossbar at the top. The poles, I just slide in down the side of the pack and out of the way. Mattress, again nothing special, just a Cedar Summit ultralight. Goes in, as does the tent. Now they're all in. Next thing I'm going to throw in is a couple of my little custom made wag bags. These are just garbage bags with a Ziploc bag full of a bit of cat litter inside. I take the bushwalking stuff pretty seriously, the leave no trace principles. So if I need to stop on the side of a track to do my business, I'll be walking it out with me. I've got 2 of them. There are huts every night with toilets, but these are just for emergencies. Also got some garbage bags and a bit of toilet paper. These ones here I'll cram into, because you can't see it on the camera, but there's a little compartment just inside the main flap of the pack, and I'm just going to shove those right down deep inside the pack. Same with the blue packer. Doesn't matter if it retains its shape, it all gets scrunched up anyway. That's right, scruncher, not a folder. And as you can see already, we're starting to get quite a bit of gear into this pack. You may have noticed in the clothing, there was no jumper. I like to keep my jumper, in this case just a Kathmandu lightweight pole fleece, in a separate dry bag. Again, just shove him in there. Get the air out. Give it a couple of twists. Seal it up. And that one there will go on the top of my pack so I can get to it nice and quick. I've also got some more cooking gear here to go with me. 2 gas bottles. Don't want to run out of gas along the trail. My actual cooking set. So there's the stand, scouring pad. One of the gas bottles goes inside. On goes the lid. Into the bag. And now they can go inside the pack as well. I also keep my bowl for night. It's one of the Cedar Summit pop-out ones. And a mug. Plus the knifey forky spoony thing. Bit of hand sanitizer. And some dishwashing liquid. All in there. It's also where I'll keep the top of the burner, or the part that the fire comes out of. And that gets jammed in there too. Another little bit is my toiletries kit. Toothbrush in a case, toothpaste, dental floss, baby wipes, and a comb because it's important to look good when you're out in the scrub. Don't really need to put these in a waterproof case, but they don't cost much. And if I do have a break somewhere else, I can jam something into this and the other stuff can just float around loosely in the pack. I'm going to jam them right in there. Don't need to get to those until much later. Same with my little day bag. This is so that I can go on the side trips, go and explore some of the waterfalls, possibly some of the the higher peaks. It just folds out into a little, I believe it's about a 10-litre bag. And just throw that on, fill it with some water, some food, my survival kit, and I'm good to go. And that one just folds up. It's about the size of your palm. He'll go right there in the lid compartment. Going in there with that one, I'll have my little battery packs. So I've got a spare SD card, the appropriate cables I need to charge stuff, spare GoPro battery, and 2 power bars. I've got a 15,000 milliamp and a 10,000 milliamp power bar. That'll keep all of my devices nice and charged while I'm on the track. And again, that one's going to go right there in the lid, all zipped up. Next we'll move on to gloves, a neck warmer, and my beanie. Nothing fancy with the gloves, they're not waterproof, they're just a set of polar fleece. I might go and grab a set of rubber gloves to put over the top, but we'll see how we go with that one. Again, straight to the bag, get the air out of them. Rolled up, clipped up, and they'll go right here in this top lid compartment where I can get to them nice and quickly and easily. Going in with them, be my compass and a 1:100,000 scale map of the Crater Mountain and Lake St Clair National Parks. Even if you're using a GPS, it's always important to carry a map and a compass with you. Also going in the top compartment, because it's something I'll use quite often, with a selfie stick, the GoPro, which is being recorded on right now, and the tripod. So they're all in there safe and sound. No, probably should put them in there as well. Headlamp and sunscreen. Even though it's winter in Tasmania, and I'm not expecting sunshine. In fact, the forecast is for rain and snow. It's always important to have these type of things just to protect yourself. If I do get a nice sunny day walking over snow, good chance of sunburn coming up, and that won't make for a very comfortable trip at all. I've got a St John first aid kit which I've gutted and they're replaced with stuff that I actually want and need. So just to show you some of the extras that I take. I take Johnson's baby powder, because there's nothing worse than being chafed and trying to walk. Bit of hydrolyte, ibuprofen and Panadol. Isocol, something I found useful when I was in the army, helps alleviate prickly heat. Bit of Voltaren for sore muscles and joints. Stingos. I just put a bit of betadine antiseptic stuff in there. And I think eye wash. And all the rest is just your normal bandages, band-aids, snake bite, all that kind of good stuff. Not that I'm expecting too many snakes this time of year. It's a bit of a bulky first aid kit, but I'd prefer to have too much of this stuff and not need it than not have enough and find that I really desperately need it. This is where it starts to get a little bit tricky with this pack, but it does slide right down to that side pocket there. Safe out of the way. As you can see, we're really starting to get cramped in here. I do carry a bit of extra gear along the trip, probably more than I need, but again, Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. 2 1 litre water bottles. Again, I'm going to squeeze them right down the side so they're not sitting up the top. They're down the, putting the weight further down to the centre of the back. Just helps with the walking. We'll move on now to the food before we get on to some of the other stuff. So for this trip I've dehydrated most of my meals. I've got 8 of these little bags. Each one contains breakfast, lunch, tea and snacks, plus coffee. Breakfast every day is going to be muesli. I've already got the powdered milk in there. I've got some different meals. The soups, it's a combination of potato and leek or a sweet potato and pumpkin soup. Meals, I've got a tuna mornay, I've got a casserole, bolognese. There's even a butter chicken in there. So I'm going to throw all 8 bags into this one nice big dry bag. In addition to that, extra coffee and tea, and some Parmesan cheese to go with the bolognese. This one here I'm not too worried about getting all the air out of. Doesn't have to be tight. The waterproof bag is mainly to keep it all in one spot, make it easy to grip out and grab, and also helps keep the animals out of it on the trail. And that just goes up the top there. The last thing to go on the inside of the pack is the jumper, as mentioned before. Pull the drawstrings closed. Clip up the top compartment. And that's everything for the inside of the pack. On the outside of the pack, because I don't normally walk wearing waterproof stuff, I'm a naturally warm person, is waterproof pants and waterproof jacket, both by MacPack. Fantastic waterproof rating, really good clothing. And I dare say I will spend a lot of time in these, but for the first day, which is all uphill, I imagine they'll be sitting right there out of the way. Clip those up and rip them tight. Down to the last of it now. Can't go anywhere without a coffee mug. A little thermos to keep everything warm. I've, as you see, I've taped a carabiner onto it. So now I can clip that onto the side of the strap, and I'll have nice hot coffee by my side the whole trip. Any serious solo bushwalking, especially something like this in the snow, should carry a PLB, personal locator beacon. I've hired mine from Aspire in town in Launceston. This is the Garmin InReach Explorer. It allows me to send text messages. It's got the obviously PLB functionality. It's also built-in GPS and will give me weather updates along the trail. And I'll be keeping that one clipped right on the shoulder strap. Down here, Old Habits Die Hard, and this is my survival kit. As you see, nice pretty multicam pattern. I like to keep a bit of paracord, comes in handy. I'll be using that at night to secure the tent to the tent platforms. Flint and steel, a signalling mirror, box of waterproof matches and one hexamine tablet. Hexamine's a solid fuel, Very useful for getting a fire going or cooking over. I have a whistle, some fishing hooks and fishing line, a little handsaw, and an emergency space blanket, plus an itsy bitsy little knife. When I go on my day walks, this is the kit that I'll be taking with me, because I won't be taking all the big stuff along for the trip. So it's nice to know that if everything goes badly, I've got some form of shelter, some way to signal, way to light a fire. Don't be thinking there'll be too much in the way of fishing up in Cradle Mountain for me this time of year, but I like to keep the whole survival kit together, and so it will stay together. I'll clip that one down with one of these straps here out of the way. I'll do that later on. Also coming on this trip, I've had to go and hire a pair of snowshoes. These are Yowies, medium size. I'm expecting waist deep snow along the trail. At least that was the last update I had from Cradle Mountain. Again, they'll just be tied to the outside of the pack. I've also got a set of Lexi walking poles. Not really much to say about those. Well, that's it, guys. That's all the equipment I'll be taking with me on the Overland Track tomorrow. Total weight of the gear, we're looking at about 24 kilos in the pack, which is a little bit heavy, but compared to what I used to carry in the army, it's not too bad. And again, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So wish me luck.